Jai Shri Gurudev. Good morning, students. In our previous class, we have learnt about the meaning of density, the formula for density, that is, density is equals to mass divided by volume, and the unit of density. And also, we studied about vessels for measuring a volume, that is, a measuring cylinder, a measuring beaker, and a eureka can. In today's class, we will learn about the density of an irregular solid and a liquid. So before going for a density of a regular and irregular solids, we need to know what is regular and irregular objects. So some of the examples of regular objects are books, pencils, chalkbox, basketball. So these all are the example of regular objects. Why we call all these example as a regular objects? So those substances which have a fixed geometrical shape are called as regular objects. That means let us take an example of book. It has got some specific geometrical shape. If we take an example of pencil, chalk box, it has got a geometrical shape cuboid. So similarly, if we go for a basketball, it is like a sphere. So all these objects have got a geometrical shape, that is fixed geometrical shape. So we call all this as a regular objects. Now let us move on to the irregular objects. Some of the examples of irregular objects are the pieces of broken glass, a piece of stone, a broken piece of brick, leaf, etc. So let me take an first example of a glass, broken glass. If I take a glass and if I am going to break a glass, then what will happen? The glass is going to broke. Is there any regular geometrical shape when we broke the glass? No, we cannot see the regular geometrical shape. So here the geometrical shape is not fixed. So we call this as an irregular object. For example, piece of a stone or a broken piece of a brick and a leaf. Leaf does not have any fixed geometrical shape. So those substances which do not have fixed geometrical shape are called irregular objects. That means all these substances don't have a fixed geometrical shape. So we call all these objects as a irregular objects. Now we will move on to the determination of density of an irregular solid. That means how to determine the density of an irregular solid. So to determine the density of an irregular solid, we have to measure its mass and volume. So let me take an example of a stone. Stone is an example for a irregular solid. Why we call it as an irregular solid? Because it does not have a fixed geometrical shape. So next, the mass of a body is measured with the help of the beam balance. This is called as a beam balance. From this we can find out the mass of the irregular solid. Now to measure the volume of the solid, we use the displacement method. So what do we mean by displacement method here? So displacement method. So here displacement method is nothing but when a solid is immersed in a liquid, what will happen? Let me take a stone. I am going to immerse the stone in a beaker filled with a liquid. What will happen? Then the volume of liquid equals to its own volume will come out from that beaker. So this is displacement method. You will get to know very clearly when I show you the activity. The measurement of an irregular solid body by displacement method can be understood by the following activity. So this is activity 1. We are conducting this activity for a measurement of volume of a solid using a measuring cylinder. So to measure the volume of solid using a measuring cylinder, we are conducting this activity. So this is the figure. In this figure you can see we have taken a two measuring cylinder. One is A and other one is a B. So first measure the mass of a given solid by using a beam balance. That means now I have taken a example of stone here. I am going to measure the mass of the stone by using a beam balance. So now note the mass. Let the mass be m gram. So here the mass is equal to 78 gram. Now take measuring cylinder, fill it partly with water as shown in the figure. Now we are taking, you can see in this figure, this is a measuring cylinder. We are filling water partly, that means water is filled for half of this measuring cylinder. Okay. Now note the level of the water, let it be V1 ml. That means you have to note the level of water. In this figure V1 is equals to 70 ml. Here you can see the lower meniscus is up to 70 ml. It is showing the reading 70 ml. So we have written V1 is equals to 70 ml. So here ml can be written as a centimeter cube. So I have taken here, again see V1 is equals to 70 centimeter cube. Why I have taken a 70 centimeter cube? Because 1 ml is equals to 1 centimeter cube. Students, you have to remember this always. 1 ml is equals to 1 centimeter cube. Okay. So in the next case, now tie the given solid with a thread. Now I am going to take a stone. I am going to tie that stone with a thread and gently lower the solid in water contained in the measuring cylinder as shown in the figure B. That means I have tied the thread and gently lower the solid in water. That means you can see here I am going to immerse the solid in water. So now after this, take care that no water splashes out. That means when you immerse a solid in this measuring cylinder, no water should go outside from this measuring cylinder. Now note the level of the water again. Let it be V2 ml. Now observe in this figure carefully. What is the level of water here? What is the level of water here? So it is 80 ml. Now note down that reading. V2 is equals to 80 ml. So I have written V2 is equals to 80 centimeter cube. Why I have written V2 is equals to 80 centimeter cube? Because we know that 1 ml is equals to 1 centimeter cube. Now find the difference V2 minus V1. It gives the volume of the solid. Now we have to find out the difference V2 minus V1. This will give us the volume V of the solid. So V is equals to V2 minus V1. So we will get a V as a 10 centimeter cube. Now calculate the density of the solid by using the formula. You know that density is equals to mass divided by volume. So here you can see mass divided by volume. So if we place m is equals to 78 gram, mass of the stone, volume is equals to 10 centimeter cube, we will get a density as 7.8 gram per centimeter cube. Students, this is just an example. You need not to worry about the numerical problems. After this completion of this chapter, I am going to solve few numerical problems. Okay. So what we understood from this is, so to measurement of solid using a measuring cylinder we find out. So how to measure the volume of the solid? So in the first case we have taken a water in a measuring cylinder. In the second case we are going to immerse a stone in this, you can see, immerse a stone in this measuring cylinder. From this activity we know how to find out the volume of the solid.